Hello everyone, last episode we made great progress, so now it's time to finish the game. By the way, I am tired of animating this image, so here is the live action version. Say hello to him everyone, come on, be nice. First of all, I saw someone say this game needed a tutorial, so I made it intentionally really easy so we don't have to repeat the Cuphead incident. Obviously, because I'm a professional, it was really easy and there weren't any bugs in the way. All of you say the game was really ugly, so after crying for a week, I started making everything prettier. First of all, I added particles to every level, which I'm actually really proud of since I made them all myself. Afterwards, I experimented with some post-processing effects, then I came back to the tutorial level. Because this is the first level everyone sees, it has to be the absolute best. So, I started to separate the art in the background to different layers. But why would I do that? You see, if I divide the background into different parts, I can move them at different speeds to make the world feel 3D, also known as the parallax effect. Then I took inspiration from my favorite game, A Short Hike, and added wind particles to the game using Unity's sorry. But they look too stiff, so I added some noise to break them apart. Then, I added some sakura leaves to really make it feel Japanese, but it felt too flat. I wanted you to really be able to interact with the world, so I invented a solution to make you able to cut the leaves. When you attack, the game spawns a square, and whenever a leaf touches this square, it gets cut. Which sounds simple, but it took me way more time than I'm willing to admit. The jump and dash animations were good, but they didn't really feel satisfying, so I added some particles and ended up with something like this. Since I did all that through code, it means I can also give the bosses the same effects easily. Now the game doesn't make you puke after looking at it, but the gameplay is currently just going around fighting bosses and getting your ass kicked. It needs some structure. So here is my idea. You go into the game, getting demolished, and after you finally beat all 5 bosses, bam! The final door opens and you are faced with your father that just destroys you completely. Based on a true story, by the way. Anyway, I think this sounds pretty good, so I'll get to work on him, making him the strongest until now. I gave him a ton of attacks and created a special place for him, which in my humble opinion, as the future king of game devs, looks pretty good. I won't spoil the boss fight, but let's just say I went balls to the walls on this one, and he makes Dark Souls look really easy. He might be a tiny bit too strong, but I'm sure it won't be a problem. Also, here is the best thing I ever made. BAM! Key bindings. I know it doesn't seem like something big, but every game I made until now didn't have them and I got a ton of negative reviews for it. And it really is what separates bad games from good games. People look at a game and if they see key bindings, they just say, "Whoa, this guy is a coding genius. This game must be amazing." Trust me on this. I was really afraid of doing it. But you know what? This was actually not that hard. Good job, team. Now we actually have something that looks like a game. Finally we can relax a little. Not. Most of you probably don't know this, but making a game is the easy part of making a game. The hard part is releasing it. Because you need to make a ton of art assets, and it's just a mess. Okay, enough wasting time, let's do it. Now, what do we have here? Legal lines? Ah yes, that's my favorite part. This one is called the long lines. This one I like to call the short line. Here is my favorite, I call him the squiggler. We need some reviews. But because the game isn't released, I don't have any. Luckily, I already made some ahead of time. Also, we need a trailer to convince people this game is actually good. So I used my Walmart editing skills to come up with something. And I'm very proud of it because it took me 2 whole days to edit. Anyway, now we need the Steam capsule. Which, if you don't know, is the little thing you see in the trending page on Steam. And boy oh boy, I was not ready for the time this little thing was going to take. First of all, I tried to make it all myself, but then I remembered I'm the worst artist of all time. So I needed to venture out and find someone who can actually draw. And after days of scrolling through Reddit and emailing random people, I found someone I liked and messaged him. $500! Okay guys, hear me out. I know it sounds terrible, but the average price is between $500 to $1,000, so it's actually a pretty good deal. Okay guys, now comes the hard part. In order for me to become the king of games, I need to have the most wishlist on my game. And this is where I need you. Go to my page and smash that wishlist button. If everything goes well, I'll be one step closer to becoming the... Did anyone actually wishlist the game? Did Thunder Ronin become the biggest game ever? Will he be the dev god? Find out in the next episode.